Hey Ken, my name is Jessica from Peterson SEO, and this morning I had the privilege of speaking with Becky, who thought you would be interested in this video. So before I get started, I want to say thank you so much for your service. We love to honor our veterans every day, and we love our veteran business owners. And so I just want to thank you so much for your service. Okay. So now, what I want to tell you is that this video is just going to be a few tips that you guys can apply that's going to help with your online presence as well as gaining more organic leads. Nearly 70% of your organic leads come from this website, so you definitely want to make sure your website's properly optimized so you can actually capture that traffic. So we're on your website. You have a nice looking website. I love the red, white, and blue theme. I see that you have separate pages for every one of your services, which is awesome. That's exactly what you want. Would really love it if these phone numbers were click to calls because you want to make it as easy as possible for your customers as soon as they land on your website to be able to call you. They're not going to scroll through your pages. So if you have a form right on top and your click to call, you're going to be good to go on that. Okay, so now getting to business here. You want to make sure that all of these pages have their own original content, no duplicated content on your pages. And you also want to make sure that all pages are focused on their own keywords that are local buyer intent keywords. You don't want to have duplicate keywords on multiple pages because then you run the risk of keyword cannibalization, which would prevent you to actually show up organically when you should be. So make sure that all pages have their own content and keywords. Let's see. Okay, so we do have a little bit of content here, but I don't see any actual keywords. Looks like there are some interlinking pages, so that's good. That actually does help your SEO. But you want to focus all of these summaries around your local buyer intent keywords. Those are the keywords people are actively searching in your area right now for your services. They're less inclined to care about your brand than they are the actual service that they need, especially in an emergency situation. So you really need to focus more on those local buyer intent keywords. Oh, good. We have some more content here. Okay. Reviews are always a great thing. Um, Residential, commercial. Yeah, I'm just not seeing any keywords other than branding. Um, so your homepage needs to have a minimum of 1,500 words or more, depending on what your competitors are doing. Um, and it needs to be focused around those local buyer intent keywords. Looks like you have a pretty large service area. So it is great that you're listing these communities, but I would highly recommend having a separate page for each of these counties and cities as long as they have keyword volume. That way you can actually be found organically in each of these cities, not just in Greenville. Um, so that's gonna that's something I would highly recommend. That's going to help you guys out a lot. Service area pages should be like mini home pages, but with their own original content and their own keywords based around your services for that specific location. Now, Google has robots called crawlers that go and index each of these pages, looking for original content and keywords so they can index you for them and put you in front of your customers. Now, if we look at your top competitor in Greenville, we have PuroClean, and yes, they are a franchise, but you actually don't have to compete against the entire franchise, only this one location, and you are actually at an advantage because franchisees are not really allowed to modify the content on their pages or refocus it around the relevant keywords. And you guys are. So, to beat franchises, you really have to just do better with the content and keyword strategy. You need more content. These guys are focused on local buyer intent, like this. So you need more content, and they don't even have a whole lot. So you need more content, not just on the homepage, but throughout, than your top competitors. And then you need to support your website with SEO because without search engine optimization, your website's not going to be found. If we look here, you have a 0.8 out of 100 in Google's trust flow for your website as a whole. And that's 100% based on your backlinks and referring domains. And while you do need a lot of these, not all are created equal. They are like a popularity contest. So you need to have the most relevant links to your industry, the most authoritative, and you need to make sure they're do follows so they share the power of those high ranking sites to help you rank. But if we look here, only 20 of yours are do follows, and Google only gives you credit for one backlink per referring domain. So this means that only 20 of your backlinks are doing anything remotely to help your website. You have been indexed for 53 keywords, and you are getting approximately 16 people on average to your website per month, but the only keywords that are ranking are your brand. And unfortunately, your brand is a national keyword. So you're getting a lot of false metrics here. Unless you're servicing the entire United States, you need to focus on your local buyer intent keywords because otherwise, a minimal amount of people in Greenville, if any, will be the ones landing on your site. It'll be people from other places in the country, and they'll see that you can't help them, and they're going to leave. So you want people coming to your website that are actually going to convert into customers. And then you can also see that it's the same keyword on all these pages. So it's going to get cannibalized, and you're going to start disappearing there. So you definitely want to focus on the strategies that I've mentioned. If we look at your competitor, you can see they're not a strong competitor because they can't do much to their website. So we don't care how their whole website performs. We're only competing against Greenville, and they have a 12. And that's really just power that's coming from the main website because the site is so powerful. This page has no backlinks, so you really need one good quality do follow to beat them. And they only have one keyword, and they're getting 0 people to their site. So they're getting there organically because of the power of this site. So if you work on the strategies that I showed you, by actually ranking your keywords, you're going to outrank them. And then the last piece of this is your Google My Business section. That's this map area, and your goal should be to be in the top 3 because 30% of people search the maps and don't search anywhere else. And so if you're not listed here, then you send all of those people to your competition. Now, for this specific term, you are number 1, so that's awesome. But you want to make sure that you are in the top 3 for each service area and your keywords. So now if you're not here, then what you want to do is you want to optimize your Google My Business page some more and go out and get more citations, which is the name of your business, your address, phone number, and website, and listing those in a bunch of directories like Yelp and Yellow Pages, and making sure that you have a lot more than your top competitors. Now, when you follow each of those tips that I've provided you today, your website can be number 1 across Google for each of your services and service areas using those local buyer intent keywords supported by your SEO backlinks. Thank you again for your service and also for watching this video. I really hope that you found it useful and would love to get your feedback on it. And if you have any questions at all, go ahead and give me a call at the number on the screen and we can chat. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.